Alright, one more minute before the market opens. Really, I'm looking for a sweep of previous day low, ideally, so that we can go higher. I think we really need to pull back, take out some of these lows, kind of rebalance this gap up from the other day, so that we can actually push higher to take out that double top. Some equities I'm watching, Meta, Longs. Oh wow, Palantir. So I want to see Palantir shorts. Watching that previous day low because it had relative weakness. Just gotta give it a little bit of time. I am eyeing these Palantir shorts though. Down to 128 as a target. That was relatively low volume on this one green candle. We'd like to see a retest of previous day low, if we can get it. But I will start queuing up some Palantir shorts. Indexes are pushing slightly. Nasdaq reclaim the 200 SMA. Let's look at the 135 contracts. Oh no. Alright, let's see, we can retest this 138. Yeah. Unfortunate. Really need to see a pullback here. This was what, 140 when I queued it up? Now it's at 218? God. I would really like to see a retest of this 138 level. Indexes are pretty mixed. Nasdaq is a lot weaker though. 140 to 250. Looks like we've got a sweep of London and Asia highs. Yeah, the Nasdaq is so much weaker than ES. Well, can't go with these contracts anymore. Alright, let's watch these 131s. Yeah, there's no pullback. Yeah, S&P is a lot stronger still. Alright, let's see, we get a reclaim of this 5-minute orb low. Need to see weakness in the equities. I mean, the indexes though. Such a shame though, missing this move off a previous day low. Yeah, you can kind of see that we swept Asia lows, did not sweep Asia highs, so you can't be too bearish without sweeping at least the London highs. So it's very, very mixed. because we're sweeping Asia highs on NQ but not ES. Which is more of a sign of a sector rotation, if anything. But you can see first couple of minutes, absolutely nothing here. Alright, I might try this Palantir short. Looking for that 128.74. We'll stop out above that 5-minute orb. It's a 5.64 risk reward. It's pretty good. Breaking low of day here. Kind of a light position. I want to add some more. We got a retest. Just need to stay below 134.81. VIX is dying a bit. There's a good amount of volume here. Saw volume, so I would want us to stay below this, below the high, so below 134.25. That would be ideal. Yeah, we get any kind of some sort of sell-off on the indexes, we should see this flush. Right now, it's relatively strong. We're approaching that London high now. Let's see what we do here. Very low volume though, compared to previous candles. Cumulative delta is high though, in the positive direction, so there's definitely buyers up here. So let's see, we get a sweep. 2 more minutes for the 15-minute orb levels to develop. Looks like there is a daily fair value gap imbalance down here in the 130s. So it's definitely decaying these contracts though. There's some sell volume here. Add a few. Ideally, would have added up here if we get up there. We're not getting any kind of sustained push on indexes right now. Yep. All right, marking out my orb levels. No displacement at all. Ooh, nice push. All right, let's hope to stay below this. All right, gonna trim some off right here. Actually, I'll do 10. All right, 5 runners. Very light size on this, since it was a little bit of a chase. Would want to see 130, 150. For 25%. Take one more off here. Set 1 for 2. 10. This is beautiful. Gotta let the Discord know. Damn. What sucks is we didn't catch it. Well, we didn't get a really good opportunity up here at previous day low. But look at what it's doing. It's going to our target. Goes that Tesla sell off. It's a big shame that we only have one contract left. %63. 65. All right, I will put a stop at 2.25. Yeah, indexes are still not really doing much. Definitely looks bearish though.
Order filled.
Wow. Where are we at right now? Like a 3.48 risk reward? %. I'll move on my stop. 2.5. Meanwhile, I also took this short. Oh, damn. Hit our stop. It's alright. This was the daily fair value gap.
Stop filled.
We were below the consequent encroachment of it, so it's not a bad stop. So this came out to be a 2.67 risk reward. Very good trade. Alright, locked in 445 on that one. I think we hit lower though. Yeah, we didn't take out this internal liquidity. Try one more.
Order filled.
I want to see it down here. Ah, it's a shame. We'll probably get to our target at this rate. Just a little bit more. Put a stop. Right above that candle.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I should have just taken the profit. 595. It's alright. Met my quota for today. Yeah, we also hit the orb blow. Still bearish. The issue of being bearish right now, at least on ES, is that you can see this structural demand, right? This is essentially like a market maker buy model, where we're on the buy side of the curve. So we didn't really take out any real liquidity, any like previous day high. So it's hard to be too confident on being bearish, but I am still bearish. We took out internal liquidity in the sense of we took out time-based liquidity from Asia highs and London highs, so we can still see this break down, but we would really need to see a change in state of delivery and a market structure shift, which we don't really have because we have no higher highs, higher lows, at least on the ES. It's really just chop. But I would like to see a break of 15-minute orb below, which we're currently doing, a close below it, a retest. We could test this large volume node right here at 25,000, or could potentially even get up to this fair value gap. Let me look at the 5-minute. Yeah, this 5-minute candle just started. But Qs are definitely the weaker one. We have $600 of profit for today so far. Could have been a lot more. We got that initial entry. Just too slow on that. Indecisive. But it's because the indexes were chopping around and they were kind of holding, so it's kind of hard to really enter there. So we got a really good entry afterwards. Alright, we got a 1-minute close there. We need to reclaim that 15-minute orb low. Yeah, there's no real displacement in either direction. Yeah, you can see this SMT right here, which is very bullish. Oh, it's a good stop. See, we get another entry potential. Yeah, basically for Palantir, if we do get another entry potential for shorts, I would like it to reject the 132.50, which is the consequent encroachment of this bearish fair value gap. Let me see what we have for 15-minute. Oh, it's pretty high up. Very high up. Very oversold too. We didn't get a market structure shift yet. But again, ES is still strong. Let's take a look at Finviz to see what the heat map looks like. What's pretty green? So Amazon, Meta. Is this from today? Yeah, I guess it is. But there goes Costco. Had someone watch this from pre-market analysis last night. We'll just take a look at what the contracts look like. The spreads on the calls aren't too bad. IV is low, so they're not going to move much. You can't chase that. Oh man. Yeah, Palantir's IV was really high, so it was good to sell into strength, or I guess sell into weakness in this case. See what those contracts were at. 2.84. About to hit 100%. 2.9. Alright, let's take a look back at. Yeah, we failed to get a candle closure above those highs. Looking at volume. I'm going to queue up these puts. Gotta be fast on these. Good volume here. This holds. On start position. I'd want to see us take out these equal lows right here. London lows. Previous day low. This is definitely an early entry, though. Yeah, Meta's showing weakness. Tesla's weak. See if Google, Apple, some of those other names. Target strong. PayPal, Apple. Yeah, big tech is kind of weak. Yeah, we stay below this value area low. That's what I'm really looking for. Let's see where VIX is. Yeah, VIX looks like it wants to pop too. Maybe. Here we're below VWAP right now. Bear flagging. My stop's kind of high up, to be honest. Because like I was saying, I do and will add some more around this 25,050 area if we get up there. That's what I was saying, it's kind of a bad entry. Like this pop is kind of weak, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we'd see volume decreasing right here. That's why we go to the 15-second chart. We have a new 15-minute candle. We also have LR, right? Got this trendline liquidity too. We're add some right here. And if we get a close above that, then I'll stop out. See some additional selling strength, I'll add into the down move. But yeah, we need to see this reject at the 200. Yeah, that's a nice rejection. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, that this was the better entry. Got a giant bear flag. Closing below this candle right now. Get some more. Yeah, this was where all the buyers were, so a decent amount of buyers. Probably want to scale out the kind of like this demand zone down here if we get down there. It's like structural demand. Yeah, we just need to reject this 25.032 so we can get a push down. There we go. We need to break the orb low. It's lacking some continuation. So 89. Very, very low volume. Let's see. Are there any notifications? Walter, you there? There. Palantir still dropping. Getting this nice little push. Oh, there we go. Sound to strength. Look at that volume. We don't want to get above it though. Yeah, that was a good trim. So you can stay above that orb. Come on, push down. We gotta take out these lows. Where's PLTR? I'll take some more off. I'll set stop at just about break even. Only because seeing where Tesla is bouncing a bit at a support, Amazon is still at air. Daily 200 SMA, PLTR is at the bottom of that daily fair value gap. But some other equities look kind of weak. Okay, back at that orb level. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. Still want these lower levels down here though, so we might re-enter. Maybe I'll take a look at SPY, but you can see that SPY has been showing a lot of relative strength. So that's why it's kind of hard to go for too much continuation. But this was the very, very good entry point, not where I initially entered. So we are at 901 for the day. 2 relatively clean trades, other than that second one. I should have waited for that better entry. Let's see. This is our new volume stopper. This candle right there. Where sellers were aggressive and they were not able to sustain the down move. But let's see what happens. Again, I'm really focusing on trying to get a 15-minute or break and retest, but we just need a little bit more of a cleaner price action. I mean, this is still a pretty big bear flag, I would say. Might re-enter. Where's the VIX at? I feel like the VIX is not really moving. This looks pretty clean though for downside. Yeah, we need a closure below 15-minute orb on ES. Looks good for it too. Again, this entry was alright with the closure below the 15-minute orb. Just looking at SPX. Alright, to break these lows. Yeah, PLTR's gonna hit our target. Nice. Sell half. Oops. Yeah, should have gotten more. Thesis was right though. Getting close to my stop. I personally rather lock in these small wins and hit these stops and profit than folks who, especially with options, folks who wait for all this back and forth till it finally hits your target. No, especially with options, you really need to go with momentum. That's why I scale out during those quick drops and get ready to trim another. Again, we have London and Asia as some of our targets. It is looking good right now. Looks like it wants to release. $25%. Just need a quick drop. Is VIX moving? 1018, yeah, it's live. Three left at 30%. There we go. This two. London low next. Look at this right here. Kind of far down. Yeah, I didn't go with enough size because it's a very slow market. Pretty choppy. Good trims. Alright, stop down the remainder, which is probably not a good thing. We are at $1,091 for the day. I think we can call it 1020, an hour's worth of work for $1,000 bucks. Let me see what 15-minute looks like. Yeah, see, this is why I was saying this is like structural demand right here. You can see that this demand zone fueled to move all the way up to here. It's our 15-minute orb high. And ideally, what I was saying is I would still really like to take out these lows. But this is how you manage risk. You get to these profit targets, you move your stops, and then you let it either hit or continue. Because if you take a look at it and you think about it, when you're down here, your risk reward is very, very skewed, right? Because your reward is almost nothing at that point because it hit a profit target. So you would need like another closure below and then retest to go down. So for example, if I were to do a short position, you know, on your trailers, it's like, where is your risk and where's your reward? It's your, I mean, your risk is all the way back up here. Your reward, you know, where you were before you even hit it, it was still down here. So it's very negative risk reward. Unless you break below and get a retest, and then now your trade becomes new again, right? It would be at top of there. If you were to get an entry here, your next target would be London. So that would be a 1.96 risk reward, and lower and lower to your weekly 21 EMA, I believe. Is that just a stop hunt? Oh, we finally have a bearish fair value gap on ES. Somehow we don't have one on NQ. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, it's very choppy. But we are breaking that LRR. Yeah, see, this is all, that's what I was saying. This is all structural demand right here, this accumulation phase. And we are on the buy side of the curve. So you can't be too short biased being on this side of the curve. Right? This is sell side, this is buy side. We did not take out external range liquidity yet. Right? We still had Asia highs. And all these highs over here. Like, we zoom out on the 1 hour time frame, it's really still fairly bullish. I mean, yes, we have some SMT divergence between ES and NQ at Asia, since Asia took out the highs but not ES. So it's really, you know, just framing your reference points really. If you're going for like a short-term scalp, which is what we're currently doing, or you're looking for a larger move. If you're looking for a larger move, then it's really buying some of these dips. Yeah, we're finally hitting that 15-minute bearish fair value gap, or 5-minute on ES. Let's see if we can switch to SPY this time. Where's our volume nodes? This one. Yeah, as long as we maintain below 15-minute orb level, I could see us drop. got a nice little bear flag here. I mean, this was a level that we would like to retest also anyway. 6763. Yeah, volatility is very dead. This will have to be another short scalp then. Yeah, I don't like how... I don't like the volume and how slow things are moving. So I can't size up too much. This will probably be the last trade. Yeah, it was only 10 contracts, so. Yeah, still not that much volume. Trimming 15, 18, because we're at that level that I was mentioning, right? Reduce it to 1. Got five runners. Sell into strength, 21%. See, we got the wick right there. Gotta know your levels. Just take off another. Down to 3. Stop at 78. You see that? This is exactly why you want to sell into strength or weakness, whatever you want to call it, depending on the direction. Structural demand, which is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, nice quick scalps. I mean, I would love it to come down to their daily 200 SMA, but yeah, it's hard to justify just yet. We just need to hold below 24,980. Last big volume candle was this. So 6806 is what we don't want to get above. That's really our stop. You can see we rejected it twice. And we're out. See, this is a clear, very, very clear example of how these how this volume analysis works is like you're looking at max pain. So you can see on this candle, there were a lot of sellers. So when we got a closure or price to move above that, that candle, which is up here where all the sellers were, they need to buy to cover. Albeit, you know, we're at still fairly low percentages. Like this volume is at 100%. I've seen it like way higher. If you look at the opening candle and some of these other ones, they go up a lot higher. But when you see those volume spikes, that's how you can kind of gauge who's going to be in control. If we get above that selling candle, then buyers are going to be in control. But we didn't absorb, or we didn't take out that many sellers because right now they're still kind of accumulating. I mean, it's even on this candle, there were still a decent amount of sellers. And you can kind of see that because just looking at the volume profile right here, we have a decent large volume node right there, right where it rejected at 6807. So still bearish. If we get below this candle, same exact concept is we'll probably flush a bit. Debating on getting back in. We're at basically 1200. Yeah, because now we can kind of see that we're more on the sell side. So we've been making lower highs and lower lows. Yeah, I mean, either way, this is a key level. At least for now. Another thing to kind of keep in mind is just look at yesterday's volume, where it was at, today's volume, previous day volume. Now you can see this is like one of the lowest days for volume. It's really, really low. Damn. Is that those last three runners? Oh, it's only been an hour, 10:33. We're up 1200. On a low volume day, pretty choppy. Let's look at Palantir. It still didn't hit our target yet, but probably will. It's just slowly grinding down. Let's see where those contracts are at. 290. I can definitely seeing it flush. Yeah, these candles are way too low in volume. Alright. Our TTM is curling up too. We're in this demand level, which is also a fair value gap right here. So yeah, I don't like the risk reward for longs. I mean, for shorts. Yeah, this is dying too. We have all these higher time frame, right? We have these equal highs that we need to take out right there. But at the same time, like to me, this is not a good entry for longs either. Like we're not getting any kind of displacement. We need a market structure shift. Yeah, alright. Hope you all enjoyed the stream, learned something about volume analysis, looking at these key levels, and making some money. Alright, until next time, peace out, y'all. Oh wait, just last thing, let's look at their total profit and post this in their Discord. And then we will transfer the money out so we reset our account back to 35K. Alright, now really.